Hey, Bob. Hey, Bubba. Will you please go to YouTube and check in and see if the YouTube stream's running, please? Yep. What's up, Tom? Sorry, we get Tom. You're the only person watching right now because I didn't put the YouTube thing to start until 6:45 because you never know how this thing's gonna go. Hey, Tom, how's the sound on YouTube? I think I got this thing figured out, but you don't know till you know. Oh man. Give it a second. We got some giveaways. I'm actually gonna do the damn thing tonight. Cool. Thank you, Tom. So Tom, it's just you and me. What do you want to talk about, buddy? Until people West End, Wacko Man, Matt A. So give everybody a few minutes to get checked in on the TikTok and on the YouTube. We're actually YouTube and TikTok tonight. Mr. Mom from Oklahoma. So sounds good, but major delay. Damn it, we got to figure that out, y'all. I really don't know how to deal with the latency on the YouTube. I mean, and to do the TikTok at the same time. What's up, Macro Man? If you're on YouTube and it's giving you trouble and you got TikTok, go over to TikTok. There's no latency on TikTok, but I don't know what the deal is with the delay, to be honest with you. I got to work it out still. But we're going to talk about some stuff tonight, you guys. I've got some giveaways. Got a bunch of stuff. I don't think I'm going to try and fix the delay while we're doing this. So you just have to deal with it on the YouTube for now. Eventually, we're going to go to a... what's going on, Steven? Eventually, we're going to go to an all YouTube live. Sorry, TikTok people. It's just is what it is. So people that are on TikTok that are TikTok Live subscribers, stick around because I do have a giveaway for the TikTok Live subscribers. Hey, I just started working at Liquor Barn. Have you had Barrel House? I've not. Liquor Barn is dope, though. I will tell you that. I have another follower that works over at the Liquor Barn in Santa Rosa. I'm assuming that's the one you're talking about. But if you're a TikTok Live subscriber and you're watching this thing, there's only a few of you, but I'm going to do a giveaway. We missed it this month. Well, the month isn't over, so we didn't miss it yet. I'm going to do that giveaway. I've also got a giveaway for everybody that's watching. I'm going to do a giveaway, too, something that I think is kind of cool. It's not a big deal, but listen, it's a freebie. It's a giveaway. Beggars can't be choosers. YouTube is better. Yeah, we're going to switch to YouTube just because eventually, because everybody that can get on YouTube, not everybody has the old TikTok. So TikTokers. So tonight, here's what we're going to do. If you guys have been watching my stuff, the patrons will know this. We actually did a live Patreon tasting of a regular offering versus a store pick of Sazerac Rye. So Sazerac Rye, there's the store pick right there. I then posted a walkthrough video. What's going on, Abby from Ohio? I posted a walkthrough video of tasting the two samples, and we did it as a live thing with the patrons. Well, I have an extra kit. So I'm going to send an extra kit to somebody watching tonight on TikTok, on YouTube, so that if you want, you can taste both the standard Sazerac Rye and the Sazerac Rye store pick, and you can do it while watching the video that you will find on the YouTube. Kind of cool. Turned into a rough night, IROC. Yeah, a lot of nights turn into rough nights. Have you seen any of the Redwood Empire Pipe Dream 101? Mr. Mom, that's a YouTube question. I have not seen that yet. Now, Pipe Dream 101, I'm going to tell you guys something. What's up, Caleb? Make bourbon cheap again. Do not go out and snag a 101 for a marked up price or worry about trying to get that bad boy quickly. They're going to be readily available everywhere. 101 is going to be a staple offering. It's for Redwood Empire to expand the lineup, to be able to have a vertical lineup. They're going to be out there. Just hang tight, hang tight. In the meantime, Van Dusen is what you should be watching for. I just grabbed a couple locally. They're going to drop those. I think Elliot said the 5th. Good evening. How'd you score the Redwood Empire containers with the shoulder? I get a ton of question about these Redwood Empire containers. Yeah, thanks for everybody tuning in on YouTube. I appreciate you guys. We're going to make the transition to YouTube eventually, but for all you TikTokers, stick in there because TikTok Live subscribers, I got something for you. I got something good for you tonight. The Redwood Empire tubes behind me was an old promotional thing that Redwood Empire did a while back for the standard offerings. They're the standard offering tubes. And I saw it on a video just like you guys are seeing it on my videos, and I blew up Redwood Empire and was like, bro, what the heck is the deal? And I guess I made enough of a stink that I got somebody to dig a few of them out of a warehouse for me. I can be a pain in the ass when I'm really into something. Been drinking Buffalo Trace to start out. Got some Weller Special Reserve. What should I get next? Noah, my friend, you are just dipping your toes into a wide world of whiskey, sir. I would try to start to go into the direction of Wild Turkey stuff. Russell's Reserve 10-year, Wild Turkey 101, and Wild Turkey Rare Breed, those kind of things. You can also grab an Elijah Craig small batch. Try that out. Which people refer to whiskey? Is it usually Scotch or bourbon they're talking about? Great question, McLovin. I love it, bro. So whiskey is whiskey, bourbon, Irish whiskey, Indian whiskey, Australian whiskey, all whiskey. So bourbon is whiskey. Bourbon is a specific type of whiskey. So not all whiskey is bourbon, but all bourbon is whiskey. That makes sense. So bourbon is a classification of whiskey. So all bourbon is whiskey in America. Whether you spell it with an E or an I depends, or E or no E depends on where you're from. Where can I find a good whiskey for cheap in Maryland? Mike, it's a great question. As soon as I get out to Maryland, I'll let you know. Any new releases coming up you're excited for? King Vum, yes, sir, I am. You guys, if I miss your question, please ask again. I will try very hard to answer as many questions as I can. There is some whiskeys coming up that I'm excited about. Redwood Empire's new small lot series, Van Dusen, just dropped. I got a little hookup locally here for Sacramento, so some of my guys that are local got it. What's up, Love the Grain? It will be dropping online the week of the 5th at some point. So you guys keep your eyes out for that. The Van Dusen is the malt content, rye malt content, rye and malt. It's really, really good. It's the coolest label they've had so far. It's supposed to be $79. Don't get caught up in that. There's a few people already asking too much money for it. They're going to release it for $79. I'm excited about that one specifically. I will tell you guys about a little surprise I had. I haven't done the review on it yet, but this is a bottle you need to be watching for. It's sourced, it's blended, but it's good, and it's not very expensive. There's some really good stuff coming from them. They did send me that bottle though, for disclosure, but I didn't get paid to review it. So I had some Sazerac Rye that my dad bought. Pretty good. Yeah, Sazerac Rye. So you guys, for the giveaway tonight, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give away, I have an extra kit from a Patreon special thing. It's already packed up, ready to go. A little Patreon live tasting that we did. It is a bottle, it is a sample of Sazerac Rye and a very good Sazerac Rye store pick, and you can try them side by side while watching the video. I'm walking through it on a YouTube video, so I'll send you those samples. You can watch the YouTube video and taste them with me. It's very good, along with the mini bottle in the book. Yeah, the mini bottle in the book. So the mini bottle in the book is $200 for the big bottle. This one is only about $70, and it's not quite as good, but this is the bottle I'd go after. If you're gonna go after Whiskey Gypsy, go after that bottle. Walked into a store here in PA, and they were loaded with Blanton's. I grabbed two. It's weird because they have a lottery online right now. You guys, Blanton's is I've seen a massive increase in the availability of Blanton's, which is good news. The price went up to $80, but it would be very cool to be able to see Blanton's become a product that you can grab on the regular just to have. Because for a regular offering at $80, it's not a bad way to go. I love smooth bourbon. What do you recommend? If you can get yourself Redwood Empire Pipe Dream, don't get much smoother than that. I've tried a lot of bourbons, but I don't like much of the Wild Turkey line. I'm looking for a good bottle around $50-ish, 100 proof. So $50-ish, 100 proof. Why don't you see if you can find Heaven Hill Bottled in Bond? It's a $50 or less bottle. Here, they can be in the 30s. It's 100 proof. It's 7 years old. It's from Heaven Hill. Give you an opportunity to go to a different distillery, too. That's a great question, email. Go into a different distillery, and that is a really fantastic, reasonably priced bottle. You might find that Heaven Hill be a good direction for you to go, but that's a good place to start. Easy to drink, nice and smooth, Great bourbon notes, inexpensive. Depending upon your area, you should be able to figure it out. Yeah, King Von Blanton's MSRP did go up. It's $80 now. McKenna a little better than Heaven Hill. John, it can be, but to my palate, not every bottle of McKenna is better than Heaven Hill, and it's a little more expensive. But it can be, for sure. They're single barrels, though, so they vary. Does Eagle Rare have a grape nose to it? Grape nose. That's what I've heard. For some people, yes, they get grape on the nose on Eagle Rare. I don't really get that. Kyle, you can get this. There's a link in my bio, whiskeyboundedshop.com. These are our t-shirts. We'll make bourbon cheap again shirt. I do want to tell you guys something. Each Taylor for $100. Each Taylor's a good bottle. I just want to tell you guys something because I've done a lot of stuff with. If you guys are watching my stuff, you guys know I'm doing a lot of Garrison Brothers stuff right now. Just for full disclosure, they're not paying me to do it. I just had a really incredible experience there with them, and I wanted to share it with you guys, my enthusiasm for it, and all the cool stuff we did. But I know Garrison Brothers are not cheap. Okay, Make Bourbon Cheap Again is not about all whiskey should be cheap. It's more the mindset of let's stop going so crazy and market things up nuts. And remember that there are great inexpensive offerings in whiskey. Redwood Empire has a great cheap bourbon, not cheap inexpensive. Somebody was nitpicking that today. Whatever. You know what I mean. It's not catchy to say make bourbon inexpensive again. It's a play on Make America Great Again, obviously. I'm not sure where the red shirt is, a little more obvious. But it was just a way to say, hey, let's just keep it light, have a little fun. Let's all be for reasonably priced bourbons too. We don't all need to go after the freaking Weller Millennium.
Yes,
there's some great stuff.
Vulcan says.
Half Vulcan said what?
Secondary market, get that under control. That's what it is for me.
So here's the deal with the secondary market, you guys. Unfortunately, you get what you wish for, and the secondary market is getting under control, but a lot of it is being done by the distilleries, the manufacturers, going crazy on the MSRPs. Part of the reason why you're seeing these big MSRP bottles is that they release a bottle at $600. There's not going to be much of a secondary on that, as much as there's going to be when you release a bottle of Weller 12-year for under $100. It's going to go nutballs. Now, if Weller 12-year had an MSRP of $350, you're not going to get the tripling of the price. They're taking that profit for themselves, so they're getting it under control, but not in the way I'd like to see it under control.
Yeah, Kyle says, I'm 30 minutes from Buffalo Trace. I used to get Eagle Rare for $30. Now it's $75.
Yeah, it's actually more expensive at Buffalo Trace than it is here in California in the stores. I'm not buzzed yet. No, sir. I saved that for the after party. Green River is good and reasonable as well. Green River is a great example of a reasonably priced whiskey, 100%. Go ahead.
What's your favorite store pick at the moment?
We did just get, and I actually talked about it, a really great Frey Ranch rye, cast strength rye store pick from a local guy. Fantastic. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I've got an Eagle Rare store pick I really like, and an Old Forester cast strength bourbon that I really, really like. Single barrel Old Forester that's really good. But you guys, 1792 store picks can be fantastic. For me, I like the store picks of things, standard offerings, so things that you can get all the time that a store picks and does something cool and unique with. That's kind of fun for me because it gives me some perspective as to what it was like. If I get a store pick of something that I've never really had before or something really unusual, I don't really have that comparison purpose. Old Forester 1920, it's one of my favorite bottles. Old Forester 1920 is one of the ones I buy again and again and again. Hey, Mario. What is the most expensive whiskey you have tried? Probably Weller Millennium. I've also had like Michter's 20, King of Kentucky, but I think the Weller or the Macallan Millennium is what I meant to say. The Macallan M, Macallan M in the crystal decanter. That's like a $7,000 bottle. Fantastic. Not worth $7,000, but fantastic.
Someone asked your thoughts on Peerless.
I like Peerless. I like Peerless a lot, actually. We got the Double Oak in Kentucky, not for newbies for sure. Somebody did mention that is the Bourbon Wine and Spirits here in Sacramento's Sazerac store pick. We're actually giving away the taster kit of the standard Sazerac and that store pick that goes along with the video that I have posted on YouTube. We're gonna give that away today. So if you want to win that, it's already packed up, ready to go. Just stick around. We'll draw it at the end. You got to be here to win. Mrs. Whiskey Bottle will just flip through the comments and randomly pick somebody. And if you're here, I'll send that to you. That's going to be really fun to do, though, because the Sazerac pick and the Sazerac, regular Sazerac, really cool comparison. And you can watch it while you're watching the video that I did on YouTube of that comparison.
Jesse says Texas whiskey and bourbons are some of the best.
Yeah, so you're going to get a lot of lovers and haters of Texas whiskey. I would like to know what your guys' opinion is, though. I know the Garrison Brothers is a very divisive brand. A lot of people say, yeah, it's great. No, it's too overpriced. If you've had Garrison Brothers, if all those bottles were $50, would you feel differently about Garrison Brothers? Or for the people that are on the fence on that, is it because of the price point alone? A lot of people go to Still Austin because it's a lot less expensive. But they're just doing a different thing. I mean, Garrison Brothers, watch my video I did with Donis Todd that I posted today. The full interview is coming up probably tomorrow. He gives you a little perspective as to why Garrison Brothers is so expensive. Thank you, Jared. I love that cap. I can get one of those for real.
You're just going to wear it on the line.
Oh, you'll wear it on the lives all the time. Hell yeah. And then when they put the hat on, it'll be two hats. It'll be weird. Bro, Frey Ranch is so rad. I'm kicking myself for not grabbing a store pick when I had the chance. Jared, you should get a chance again. They do a lot of store picks. Their Frey Ranch rye cast strengths are just...
That is literally... I think that's my pick for the year.
Yeah.
Out of all the stuff I've tried so far.
Yeah.
Although that Cowboy is coming, so.
Oh, the Garrison Brother Cowboy 10 years, ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Somebody asked what drinks like Frank August. Billy, I'll tell you what. If you can get your hands on this, keep your eye out for that. It's a new offering. It's about the price of Frank August, maybe a little bit less. Just as cool a packaging. Kind of a similar experience. Frank August is really good. It's got a little bit of a unique note to it that I'm right now I'm not going to be able to tell you what that is, but I remember there being a slightly unique flavor to that I really, really liked. But I haven't gone back into that bottle in a long time. But I've already got into that one a bit. I'm going to probably drink that on the after party. I really like that one. Surprisingly much so.
What do you think about Balcones?
I don't like to bash anybody. The Balcones I've had, I've not thought were great. Now, I've had a couple that were pretty good. Whiskey Bonnet Jr. actually bought a single malt finished in maybe Madeira or Port. It was a wine finish, cast strength, high proof. It was actually really, really good. But I've had a few, and I'd say of the 6 or 7 Balcones offering that I've had, I've only liked really 1 or 2. Hey, CBR, what's going on? Yeah, it's been a little while since we've been live, you guys. We've been busy. I mean, if you guys have been watching, we've been doing a lot of stuff, rolling around and trying to. I got a lot of great stuff going on. I can tell you guys a little bit about it if you want to stick around. Stick around if you want to win that Sazerac. What would you pay for an E.H. Taylor single barrel? Ooh, so this is an interesting subject for me. So on the E.H. Taylor single barrel. E.H. Taylor single barrels are just small batch picked out of a unique barrel instead of blended. They can be incredibly good. They can be. But they can also be meh. And they tend to go for a lot of money. So for me personally, I wouldn't pay more than $100 for a single barrel. Unless I knew for sure that it was a crusher. We picked an E.H. Taylor single barrel with a local store here a while back. They should be coming out pretty soon. It takes forever. It's actually a hitter, and if it wasn't my pick and I tasted it, I'd probably pay a little more than $100 for it. CK probably ask a fortune for it. I have no idea. But if I'm rolling the dice, I don't know what it's like. $99 is kind of my price point right there. I'd rather buy the regular old small batch for $50, $60 or whatever. It's delicious every time. Yeah, what's going on, Dakota? Everything's great. What's up, Chris? Chef Chris in the house. What stores do you recommend in Sacramento to hunt for bottles? Ryan, if you'll message me when this thing is over or send me an email, I'll help you out a little bit with that. I can give you some idea. There's a couple of stores locally that I like. Some big change for the prices and some small local guys for those relationships and some cool, unique stuff that they have. But message me and I'll help you out with that. $100. Yes, Zach's saying $100 on that too. And Zach's got some access to some stuff, so he knows. No more than 100. Everybody else is pretty much saying 100. Yeah, hey, listen, I the one that we picked out when I did the single barrel, we had the standard single barrel and 3 unique single barrels for a pick. 2 of those single barrels were not as good as a standard offering, and 1 crushed it. So the 2 that were not as good as a standard offering, if I paid more than 100, I'd be super disappointed. The one that we did that crushed it, if I paid 119, 129, I'd be totally happy with it. But how do you know if you can't taste it? So that's why I'm saying rolling the dice is not really my... Have you seen any Little Book Infinite out yet? I have not. Bartles and James, where's the price? Yeah, 100%. It's not that expensive, is it? I love with Wheeler Reserve, $35. You talking about Weller Reserve? Is that a typo thingy? Yeah, $35 is worth it. A little Glenmorangie in the Glen tonight. Listen, we don't talk, Chef. We don't talk enough about Scotch because people don't want to hear it. I mean, the viewership will go to nothing when we start talking about Scotch. But I'm a big fan of Glenmorangie. Typo. Yeah, I got you. Weller Special Reserve is one that's fantastic for cheap. If you can get it, don't pay up for it. It's crazy. Everyone, Bottles of Bond, a bottle of Bond, great. Another great cheap bourbon. Okay, so You guys, if you are a subscriber to TikTok Live, I just saw somebody pop up on that. I want to mention this real quick. So for the 9 or 10 or whatever of you that are on TikTok Live and they're subscribers, or if you want to be, listen up. Because people TikTok Live subscribe, and I don't do any specific, we spend all of our time for special content on Patreon. But people are paying for the TikTok Live subscribe, so I want to give something back to you just to say thank you. It's not very much money, but I feel bad. I don't just spend $3, $4, $5 or whatever the hell it is for nothing. So we give something away one time a month. This time, I'm going to give away, and if you want to see what these look like, howdy, there's Burbo. If you want to see what these look like, I just dropped a video today. They're very, very cool. I think they're like 40 or 50 bucks, not super cheap. We got them actually sent to us to have us take a look at it. I dig them. They're whiskey glasses. Because it's a TikTok Live thing, I'll try and put all the whiskey. They're whiskey glasses that look like the Grand Canyon. They're heavy. You can chill them, and the extra glass in the bottom of it chills your drink without diluting any of it. Like I said, if you want to see what they look like, you can check out the video and come back. They're actually really, really nice.
Good job on the slow pour of the bourbon.
Yeah,
that was very sexy.
a little bourbon porno. I know what you want. So I'm gonna give this away. If you want a shot at that, there are only 9 of you. The odds are hella good. So if you want to become a TikTok Live subscriber before the end of this thing,
before the end of the month.
Before the end of the month.
So this is for August.
Yeah. So we'll draw that.
The giveaway, the Sazerac, is for on the live right now.
Yeah. So this is a pour of this and a pour of this. They go with the YouTube video that I did. Tasting through these and talking about, so it was a tasting thing, the live tasting thing that we did with the patrons, but I have one extra one. So somebody that sticks around on the live tonight, just stick around at the end of the live. We're just going to draw a random name, and if you're still here, I'll send that to you, and you can watch the YouTube video. The glasses will go to a TikTok Live subscriber by the end of the month. So just FYI ski, because I need to get rid of this stuff, and these are nice glasses. Probably not the first to say this, but wanted to tell you, amazing job on the Garrison Brothers content. Thanks, Chris. Thank you. Yeah, you guys, the Garrison Brothers experience was the best experience we've ever had at a whiskey distillery.
Yeah.
We literally were greeted by both the Garrisons, Dan and Nancy, by Donis Todd, the master distiller, their PR people. I mean, it was incredible. You'd have thought
a private tour. And
yeah, you'd have thought we were coming home from freaking war victory or something.
With Nancy, Dan, and
got to hang out. Zach with Jack Mack.
Yeah.
The executive chef. Oh, Lord.
And if you're ever there, go to the Whiskey Shack, which is their little food area.
Yep, right in the middle.
And the brisket stuffed poblano peppers, chef's kiss.
Oh, Spooby's here.
I highly recommend.
Yeah, the food is amazing at Garrison Brothers. It was just really, really cool. I still have to drop. Tomorrow I'm going to drop the full interview with Donis Todd. It's really good. You got to check that out. And I still have a Dan Garrison's interview. I won't spoil it, but he gets a little emotional in that interview.
So do you.
Yeah, well, he got me a little bit. He got me a little bit on that one. So you want to see your boy cry? Just watch that coming up here pretty soon. Lovin ordered your whiskey shirt. Cool idea. Oh, the whiskey. Yeah, thank you, Dave. That's actually Mrs. Whiskey Bonna's design. Really, really brilliant. I just ordered a sweatshirt for myself. Yeah, Spooby. Shout out to Spooby, man. My favorite prodigal son. Maybe come back at some point.
Come back,
Spooby. Come back, Spooby.
Garrett misses you.
Yeah. Well, listen, and I dropped an Instagram story today with Easter eggs in it, and I'm like, Spooby totally would have known what those were. He would have known he'd have caught the Easter eggs.
He said, "I'm not dead, brother."
No, you're not dead. We know you're still there. You're still alive. I stalk you online, so I know. Real talk. How much better is the Honeydew versus the CS? You mean castrate? What's CS? You mean castrate Honeydew? Steven on YouTube. Tell me what you mean by that again. I'm not catching. Honeydew versus the CS. Hey, sir. Always enjoy the reviews and content. Keep it coming. First time catching a live. Cheers. Thanks, Bourbon Hall. Yeah, we're going to be doing more YouTube live stuff so that we can get access to some other people. So for the TikTok live subscribers,
CBR got our Pappy shirt.
Oh, I love the Pappy shirt. Pappy shirt's my favorite shirt. I love that one. Well, obviously besides this one here. Sorry, reading comments. Nice talking to you at Bourbon Wine and Spirits Roseville. I agree that Eli's taste is for the sweet and unique for bourbons. Yeah, concise advice. Yeah, but it was actually nice to talk to you, man, at Eli's. Eli does have a sweet spin to his palate, but I've gotten to know it a little bit, and even though Eli and I don't really see eye to eye on everything, I do appreciate his palate, and I know what I'm getting when I get something from him.
I like it.
Yeah, you like it. What's the best budget bourbon and rye? So I really like the Blue Note. I'm gonna drop the Blue Note rye out there. We had the Blue Note rye recently, very inexpensive bottle, really really good. Budget bourbon, I really like the Heaven Hill bottled and bond, and even just Buffalo Trace, or you can pick up the Redwood Empire. They got a budget bourbon and a budget rye and a budget burr rye. Look at that. Yes, I've had the Blood Oath 10 and it's fantastic. If you can buy the sticker, buy it. Views on JD Sinatra Select. I saw it recently for about $115. For that, it's probably worth doing. It is a 1 liter bottle, comes in great presentation, and it's good Jack Daniels. It's a little overpriced because of the presentation, but you're kind of paying for the presentation too, though.
Jeepin says, "Love the new I'm not rich shirt."
Oh yeah, I'm not rich. I'm irresponsible. That's true. That is so true. Blue Note kills in blinds. Yeah, they have Blue Note. So I did review the Blue Note rye. We've got the Blue Note bourbon and the Blue Note Crossroads to go still, but the rye started off on a great foot, and we drank a fair amount of it. It's in the other room. Speaking of Blue Note, I'm sipping the Honey Rye Cask Strength right now. I heard that one's good. I haven't had it. Not new to whiskey, but new to buying more than one bottle at a time. How long will they keep if you hit them only every so often? Listen, keep them upright, keep them out of the sun and extreme temperatures. Howdy. And keep them sealed, and they'll last a really, really long time. I've got bottles that have been open for 7 or 8 years, and they still are good. Are still good. Oh, and I fumbled that spelling. I missed what you said. It's hard. I'm following 2 different things, YouTube and TikTok right now. Barrel proof cask strength or larceny barrel proof. I'm trying to decide up on my neck. Barrel, bourbon, cask strength, or larceny barrel proof. I'm trying to decide on my next bottle. Ooh, okay, that's tough. I tend to prefer barrel in that situation in general, but you're talking about 2 different things because larceny is a wheated bourbon. And larceny is probably a little less expensive depending on what offering, but I'd buy a Barrel Vantage, Barrel Seagrass, a Barrel Dovetail. Barrel Vantage definitely over larceny barrel proof for me personally, but the larceny barrel proofs, you get a hitter, and they can crush for sure. George Dickel White is awesome, but I'm aging myself and it's getting better. Yeah, the old George D is, we can't say that. I'm getting blocked on that. I actually come to appreciate it more than I used to. Oh, Mike says, I'm still waiting on the Grizzly Beast side by side. So Mike, I'm going to not completely disappoint you. I do have a video shot reviewing the 4 that I got and talking about how it compares to the 3 and the 2. Hopefully I didn't do a full 4 blind, but hopefully that'll quench your thirst for that there. To get more questions about the Redwood Empire tubes, it's an old promotional thing from Redwood Empire for the base offerings, and it's my personal prize possession.
It sounds like they should bring it back because so
I know.
many people want them.
Or somebody saying they like the Garrison Brothers Honeydew.
Oh, Mario said that he had the 17-year Kirkland Space
Side?
Yeah, single malt. It wasn't bad. Paid $70.
Yeah, the Kirkland stuff is actually pretty reasonable for the price. They're good values. I've not been super impressed, but they're always dollar for dollar. They're worth the money. Someone asked a question about gonna get a chance to meet Dixon Dedman tomorrow at a local ABC store. Do me a favor, Dave. Tell him I said hi and see if he even knows who you're talking about.
Talk to him.
I know, but he's got a lot going on. He might go, what? I'd be curious. I turned 21 in a few days. Any recommendations for a first whiskey? To steal a phrase from Dunnis, I would start if you can get your hands on a Buffalo Trace or an Evan Hill bottle of Bond. Wild Turkey 101 might be a little spicy for you. You just got to get out there and see what your palate likes, man. I suggest going to a bar and trying the things that are in that less expensive. Maybe not the $8 pours. Maybe go to a $10 or $12 pour and see what you think.
B-Rad asked, have you tried the Redwood Empire Van Dusen Straight Rye? I
have. I like it a lot, but I'm a big fan of Redwood Empire's palate there. And also, it probably helps that I tried it at the distillery with the Master Blender. Might be a different experience when I try it here. I did get a bottle. I got to go pick it up.
Barrett asked, why is Eagle Rare so hard to find? What's the most you would pay for it?
Okay, so Mr. Mom says he's back. Okay, so Eagle Rare, honestly, it shouldn't be hard to find. In certain areas, based on distribution, it can be hard to find. It's a damn shame. It's not meant to be hard to find. It's meant to be something that's out there available. Here, just to give you context, here it's readily available, and it's what, $40, $30 to $40. Mm-hmm. I think it's been going for 45-ish in some places.
$39 the last time I bought your bottle.
If I had
Yeah, you
to,
can find it.
if I had to, and I was a place where they were not readily available, I might pay $50 for an Eagle Rare. I really like them, but more than that, I wouldn't. Somebody's asked what was my biggest upset buy.
I know.
What? What's my biggest upset buy?
The JD McLaren.
No, it's not the JD McLaren. That was the one that I paid way too much for. The bottle I paid way too much more than I should have was that JD McLaren. I'm a dumbass.
Okay, that's my upset.
We all get sucked into it. It was actually that Woodford 5 malt stouted mash. I paid $129 for a Woodford Reserve Masters Collection 5 malt stouted mash, and it was awful. Awful. I'd rather buy that McLaren 10 more times than to buy that bottle one more time. Thankfully, I called Jason at Lock Barrel, and he's holding a Van Dusen for me to pick up tomorrow. Not if I get there first, Michael. Yeah, if you're in Sacramento, the Locked Barrel downtown, I heard rumor, maybe. You didn't hear this from me. It's a rumor. He probably has a few at the location. They sold out online because I told the patrons, and they do what they do. But he did say that he held a few bottles, so that you can probably go down there and get them. Peerless Double Oaked. Yes, I'm talking about Peerless Double Oaked is a good one, but it is not a new whiskey drinker's whiskey for sure. That one's got some freaking oaky punchiness to it.
User a bunch of numbers says the GB tour you took looked fun.
Yeah, if anybody gets a chance to go out to Garrison Brothers, here's the problem with Garrison Brothers. It's about an hour and a half outside of Austin, so it's in the middle of nowhere in a city called High. And I actually haven't put the video out, but I will drop a compilation video that shows High. Literally, you can see the whole thing from the porch of the post office, and there's not much to look at. I think the population is 200. And the population is 200, and 40 people work at the distillery, so I don't know if that's probably in the count. I'm not really sure. In Northeast Oklahoma, Eagle Rare can be 100 to 150 if you can find it. I'm in a local stick. And got one at $69. $69, I could see. 100 to 150, man, that's a hard. Do I like Jack Daniels? Hell yeah. I'm a Jack Daniels, I'm a Tennessee Squire, sir. 100%. Love Jack Daniels. Old Number 7 in Coke. Everything else from Jack Daniels, I like neat. They make some fantastic stuff that is not Old Number 7. Which is one of those mysteries for new whiskey drinkers. Old Number 7 is not a representation of Jack Daniels to an experienced whiskey drinker. Old Number 7 is their mix with Coke, baseline. Everybody drinks Jack and Cokes, but it is not a representation of what Jack Daniels does. They do amazing shit when you get above Number 7. What do I think of Traveler? Worth buying for $30. Yeah, Mrs. Whiskey Bottle disagrees. She thinks it's swill. It's not bad.
It's not swill, but it should be like $20.
Just don't go into it thinking that it's Buffalo Trace. It's not. I finally got my hands on Von Payne a couple months ago. We chatted about the bottle in your stream. Oh, nice. What did you think? I like Von Payne. It's not whiskey. I mean, it's not, but it's good. I like it. It's different.
Great after dinner drink.
Yeah, very good. Digestivo. Blake, we're in Sacramento. Yeah, Smoke Eye Barrel Proof is very tasty. And squash all the haters. I will tell you the truth. It's not George T. Stagg. It's not. It's not Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. A good one. It's not. But you could have the conversation, and it's $85, and it's damn delicious. 100%. What's your opinion on Bullet? We drink quite a bit of Bullet Rye around here. It's great for old fashions. Good for the money. Is the whiskey availability good up here? Yeah, in California, Northern California, in our area, I think we have some of the best availability and the best pricing in the country, to be honest with you. It helps a lot in doing this. Yeah, you guys, if you guys on YouTube are getting a little audio lag, that's just, I mean, I can't figure out how to get rid of that for now. Once we go full YouTube, we won't have that anymore, but when I'm dual streaming, there's a bit of a lag. Yes, sir. How do private mom or pop shops stay afloat when they charge a good amount more for regular bottles and insane prices for allocated bottles? There are people buying them. You guys, I don't know who you knuckleheads are, but somebody in this is guilty of it. People are buying them. Because I talk to liquor store owners all the time. FOMO is a real thing, y'all. FOMO is a real thing. And there's 30% markup in liquor generally at MSRP too. So they got good profit margins.
Cam's ready for the draft tomorrow.
Cam, oh yeah, the Whiskey Bonded Patreon Fantasy Football League. We're doing the draft tomorrow. Listen, if you guys want to check out things like our fantasy football league, live tastings, events. Like we're gonna have an event when we go to Texas in October. We had an event here in June. You got to check out the Patreon. There's a link in my bio. It's the best. Plus the Discord is dope.
And we do after parties.
We do after parties. After this, we're going over to the Discord to do the after party. I'm gonna drink some of this whiskey gypsy. I want to tell you all about some stuff that's going on that I'm not ready to divulge on here. I will tell you guys this. If you look on Instagram right now, you will see what we got going on for the very first Whiskey Bonded private selection. I did with the patrons. The patrons helped me out, so that's another perk for the Patreon. You get to help us pick single barrels. So we did a private selection that's going to be dropping in a week or two, pretty soon. Might not make it past the Patreon, but if it does, I'll put it out onto the Instagram and you guys can check out our pick. It's dope. And there's going to be a tater sticker. Nobody's seen it yet. It's freaking dope. If you look at the Instagram story, you might see a little Easter egg. I'm just saying. Your Garrison Ranch visit clips are getting me more and more excited for the release on September 21st. I can't wait to be waiting in line to get mine. Travis and anybody else that is going to try and make a run at going down there to Garrison Brothers for the launch of Cowboy Bourbon, awesome. One, there's going to be 1,000 bottles, so everybody's going to get one, I'm sure. I doubt 1,000 people are going to wait in line.
Listen, we tasted it right when we got there. Dan literally pulled it out of his pocket, handed the bottle to me, and was like, "You got to try this." I was blown away.
Yes.
Blown away.
So you guys, just to tell you this, because I didn't get this on video footage. I wish I did, but when
we didn't know it was coming.
Yeah, when we pulled up to Garrison Brothers, standing under a little a meeting area outside of the gift shop was Dan and Nancy Garrison, Donis Todd, the master distiller, and a few of the people from the marketing and PR and the operations people and all that stuff. And literally, Dan Garrison, he barely got the handshake. "Hi, I'm Dan Garrison." He's pulling a bottle out of his pocket. "You want to try Cowboy Bourbon?" I mean, it's literally passing around a little sample bottle. I actually gave away the sample bottle that I got last time. I got a sample bottle last year. I gave the sample bottle away as a perk for something, and we're literally, and his excitement on his face. He must have offered me a sip on that bottle 3 or 4 different times.
Oh, I was so excited because that is literally my favorite offering from Garrison Brothers.
Yeah.
So, and it blew my socks off. Like, it was so good.
Yeah, it's incredible. It really is, and that video that I got of him going, "This is for Sharon." You got to see the video. It's in all of my platforms. It just gives you a peek of how excited he was when he shared that with us. Chef Chris got that sample bottle. That's right. I can't remember if it was something for Patreon, but I actually got a small bottle of Cowboy Bourbon signed by Donis Todd, and I tried a little as a sample, and then I gave away the bottle signed by Donis Todd. It's a press bottle. It was a media bottle, so it's kind of cool. You're not going to see them for normal people. With a little bit of that Cowboy Bourbon left in. That's right, Chef Chris got it. Nice, that's dope. I forgot all about that, man. That was cool.
Chris like it?
I'm pretty sure Chris liked it. Chris, you liked it, right? I mean, I don't have to block you from everything that we do. I'm just kidding. You guys, hey, 4 Leaf Whiskey, how are you? I bought one for myself. I guess he liked it. You guys, just so you guys know, the Patreon for me, the heart of the Patreon is to be able to try and share some of the cool experiences and things that we're getting to do because of the growth of the media, of our content, to our patrons. So letting the patrons get in on picks, getting things to them that we might get because of media passes or media samples or stuff like that. The Redwood Empire tubes, the only other Redwood Empire tubes in existence that I'm aware of, went to patrons. This Patreon perks are real, y'all. I do my best. But like meetups, access to things, VIP access to things. We've had some private meetups. The access to our private selection is going to be Patreon based. Just cool stuff. We're trying to make some arrangements.
Colby Miller wants to know where he can get that shirt.
WhiskeyBonnetShop.com. There's a link in my bio. WhiskeyBonnetShop.com.
How is Garrison Brothers compared to Still Austin?
Inked in Blood 2, fantastic. Fantastic. Wait. Fat man. Oh. Tim's. Ain't no perks at the $2 level, homie.
It's $5 now.
Oh, that's right. My bad. Sorry. Excuse me, valued patron. So Still Austin, you guys can see there's a lot of Still Austin stuff behind me here because I'm a big fan of Still Austin also. The difference between Still Austin, well, look I got Still Austin.
I was going to say, you look like you're very much a Texas
repping
whiskey
the Texas
guy.
whiskey. Well, listen, I dove into Texas whiskey because it was time to dive into Texas whiskey, and I went off the rails.
$5 Mickey
Kind
Holla.
of what I do. So, Still Austin, is less expensive, for sure. Great bottle art. They lean away from that Texas terroir is what freaking Donis kept calling it. The Texas influence on whiskey that some people will call the Texas funk. I don't like that term, but I don't know how else to describe it. They lean away from it. You don't hardly get any of it in their stuff. Garrison Brothers leans into it and works to try and bring it out in a very pleasant way. And they're obviously high-end premium. The bottles are expensive. The way they finish the whiskey is expensive. And if you watch my interview with Donis, the clip from the interview today, he does explain why they are expensive, and it's a damn good reason. They're just doing different things. They're both great. I think they're both equally great, just very, very different. And Love of the Grain said, too much Texas funk. I get that. I get why some people are not going to like Garrison Brothers.
Well, and I think we very much support both Still Austin and Garrison Brothers for different reasons.
Agreed.
And
Agreed.
yeah, we love, I mean, obviously we love their product.
Let's pour a little Garrison Brothers small batch just because we're talking about Garrison Brothers. And this is what Donis would want us to do. Yeah, listen, you guys, Garrison Brothers is expensive. But they've never claimed to be anything but expensive. They're the interesting and unique thing about Garrison Brothers, besides the obvious things, is like the small batch bourbon from them is each year is vintage. It's like wine. So you'll have, this is a 2023. So the 2022 will be different than 23, then different than the 24. It is a unique vintage every year, like wine. It's not a standard offering. Still Austin's standard bourbon is going to be their standard bourbon. Buffalo Trace has been basically the same for, however long. It's different. So that's just what they do. These are 50 barrels is all there is for a small batch. It's just a different thing.
I love that they take care of their people. The people that work there, they really do compensate them for their time and pay them enough to support their family. And of course that drives up costs. So
right. Yeah, Jeepin is talking about Bent. You guys, Bent Distilling is an up-and-comer. I think that Bent Distilling could possibly make a lot of waves in the next 12 months with some cool and unique stuff. And I've tried a few things from them that are crazy good.
And we'll be at Bent in October.
We will be at Bent in October. We're going to be in Texas in October. Oh, you get the Bent whiskey glass. Mrs. Whiskey Bond representing the Bent. Just got a bottle of Garrison Laguna Madre. Haven't cracked it yet. Cracked that open. Flying Hellfish. Laguna Madre is ludicrously expensive. Ludicrously expensive. But it's because they finish it in that dang limousine oak, and those casks are $10,000 a piece. $10,000. So it's not going to be cheap. It's just not. It's not supposed to be cheap. It's supposed to be special. Yeah, $350 is the price it's supposed to be.
J. Dudley Hate Account asked, "Is that Ladybird?"
No, this is just small batch. I'm just sipping on small batch. You do see a Ladybird behind me there. Oh, sorry. Yeah, the purple is Ladybird. Somebody actually asked me this today. Cowboy bourbon is an absolute experience. Crusher. Unbelievable at over 140 proof. Laguna Madre is a super unique experience for an experienced whiskey drinker because everything is so subtle in it. There's so much going on, but you really gotta, it's not punch in the face like Cowboy bourbon, but it's incredibly unique. Incredibly unique. Ladybird is my favorite because the flavors are so big and so bright and so much unlike anything else. And it's a culmination of Garrison Brothers. It's the small batch combined into honeydew, which becomes honeydew. So a small batch gets infused into honeydew, and then it gets finished in cognac cast, and it just turns into this freaking, this wild thing I love. So Travis is saying Laguna Madre was a damn good pour this year. Enjoyed it more than my Ladybird. I will tell you, subjectively, if I'm doing whiskey judging, Laguna Madre is the best of them. But it's not my favorite. If I'm sitting with it, it's incredibly complex. It's extremely well balanced. The fruit notes are just unbelievable. It's almost not. It almost doesn't taste like Garrison Brothers. It's just incredible. But I really, really like the what's up, Bourbon Rockies? I really, really like the Ladybird. I just love it. It's just something about it. Just the honey and the cognac. Just damn. Bent, when in October can Down If Your Texas Friends join you? So yes, you guys. So listen. Here's what we're gonna do. Just a quick overview. We haven't got the dates pinned down. We're going to be down in Texas. We're going to fly into Dallas. We're going to spend a few days, drive into Austin.
Mid-October.
Yeah, week of the 15, 16, 17, 18, somewhere in there. We're going to pin it down. we're going to do a Patreon gathering. We may open that up to followers in the area. We're going to kind of see where we end up at and how many people respond and all that stuff. But we will be down in the area, and I will try to let people know in general so that you can kind of come out, say hello, hang out a little bit. We're going to be at Still Austin on the 18th, right? We're helping a Kitsap Whiskey Society do a blend pick, but we will be there at Still Austin hanging out. So we'll get all that information out. I'm going to post it. It'll primarily be posted on Instagram, though. So if you're not a follower on Instagram, you may want to follow on Instagram because I'm going to probably put a lot of that stuff out on the stories over there. But I'll try and get some of the stuff posted to TikTok for the people that are there. But yeah, if you're in Texas, if you're in the Dallas or Austin area, we'd love to see you. Love to see you. I love meeting you guys. If you ever see me out in public, please say hello.
Well, and I think to go back to his question, I think Bent we're going to do at the beginning of the week. So it'll be like the 14th, 15th, around that time.
Yeah, it'll be earlier in the week. So we'll be in Dallas doing Bent earlier. You guys, if you're not familiar with Bent Distilling, I got a hazmat bourbon from them that crushed at a bottle share, and they've got this dang cask strength straight malt whiskey. This is a 132 proof, but it's a straight malt. It's malt and wheat. Incredible, like really incredible. Like this is and it's $85. It's ridiculous. They're cheap. It's stupid. The pricing is just nuts.
Dunwood Jones says, "Are you familiar with Mike's House of Bourbon?" And all I can think is no, but I'm familiar with Rick's House of Bourbon.
Rick's House of Bourbon is jiggy. I don't know about Mike's House of Bourbon. Justin's House of Bourbon wasn't great. Cool, but still waiting for a handshake of that hazmat. Chris, you got to remind me, brother. Please email me or message me. You guys, we are massively overwhelmed right now. So, keep it up.
Just message me because he will forget. Just on Discord, just send me a message.
There you go. We'll get it to you. I do have the hazmat, that hazmat bourbon, a 142 proof bourbon. It's crusher. It does not drink 142. It drinks about 122, maybe less. It's crazy. So, if you guys, there's only 9 of them. For the 9 TikTok Live subscribers, are there any TikTok Live subscribers in here? Anybody who's a TikTok Live subscriber for this month, we're going to give away that set of Grand Canyon whiskey glasses. So your odds are 1 in 9 right now. So if you want to get in on that, just join for TikTok Live by the end of the month, and we'll give that away.
Yeah, we'll do the drawing right after the month closes out.
I'll be there. The Still Austin place is a great vibe. Yes, Travis, make sure you are following me on Instagram, brother. Whiskey Bond on Instagram, because it's hard to post things like that on YouTube. I can, but it just doesn't make a lot of sense for sharing things like that. I spy the corner of Garrison Brothers up there, 2023 hazmat. Yes, this is 2023 Cowboy Bourbon. That was a gift. This was the beginning of our relationship with Garrison Brothers, and it just blew my socks off, so I've kind of hung on to it for sentimental reasons. Is Mike's House of Bourbon legitimate? I'm not familiar with that. Be very careful about if you're not familiar. So for anybody that is watching this live, stick around. If you're here at the end, then we're going to give away samples. This is a Patreon perk that we did that I had an extra one of. It is a Sazerac rye and a really, really good Sazerac rye store pick that go along with the video that I posted on YouTube of me tasting both of these and walking through it. So you can kind of do a virtual tasting with me on it. I'll just send these samples out to you. All you got to do is stick around to the end of the live thing.
Well, and if you want to be included, make sure you comment something.
Yeah, comment something.
Because I'm going to pick a name randomly out of the comments.
Yeah, we're going to do it before we wrap up. So you will know, but you have to be here to win. You have to be here to win. So tell your friends if they're not here. Comment something. Look at the jackasses. You guys never let us down. She did say comment something. Huh? Yeah, fat man. I'm the one who told you about the redwood tubes. Anyway, you could help me get the green tube. Oh, that was you, Inked in Blood? Was that your video that I saw? I literally saw it on a video message. What the heck is that? What Saz tastes like? Never had it. Jared, stick around to the end of the video. We're going to give away samples of the Sazerac and the Sazerac store pick. It's actually a really solid. You guys, I forget. Sazerac rye is a really solid rye whiskey. It'd be great for beginners, and if you live in an area where you can get it, it's worth buying to try a nice rye. Comment something. I see you all. I'll be there. That's awesome. So far, I love the content. Thank you, John. I appreciate you, man. What are the tubes about? Message me about that tube. About that tube. I don't think there's any of those Inked in Blood.
No, we gave them all away.
No. I don't have any, but I think they're all gone, man. I think they're all gone. But I'll send a note to Elliot to see. Yeah, I'll just see. I literally think we got all of them that they had in the warehouse. He sent me a giant box of them. The tubes, nothing. Well, Grizzly Beasts are in there. There was nothing. They were just empty tubes. Is Sazerac rye a guilty pleasure? Kinda. The store pick is a bit sweeter and a bit more flavor, I think, but I love it. And Mario got that. So what we did is we sent out the samples to the patrons, different tiers. There was a Weller Full Proof, there was a Hirsch pick, and there was a Sazerac pick. I have an extra of the 2 Sazeracs, the regular and the store pick, that go along with the video that I posted on YouTube of the tasting. So someone will win that before we leave here tonight. I picked up a Redwood cast strength. Which one? Yes, they are good. All of them are good. Which one? Do I love it? Sazerac Rye gets smashed when I open. Rerog, you want to stick around then, man. You'd be interested to try the store pick against the regular one. It's really interesting. Oh, I got the Bullet 12-year rye. How does it compare? I want to ask a question. Anybody that's had the Bullet 12-year rye, I want to know what your thoughts are. Because I've seen it, and I've not bought it yet because we're so freaking far behind, but I want to get that one. I'm betting that it's probably really good. How much do you think 3 months in a barrel in the summer will change a store pick? A lot, especially in a small barrel. Probably like several years.
Jenny says, I think we like the store pick, but it's a little fuzzy.
That was a good time. That was fun. Those live events. We want to do more of the live events. I got to work out a way to do it that maybe is a little bit more functional, but it went pretty well, and I had a lot of fun.
Jared asked if you had Ben Holiday. It's 2 hours from his house.
Yeah, I like the Ben Holiday bourbon and the soft red wheat and the Rick House proof. So both of those are really great bottles.
Big Daddy says, I see you live. Just wanted to say love your vids. Hope you're having a good evening.
Thank you, Big Daddy. Thanks for stopping by. If you want to stick around, you might win something. Garrison Brothers, Balmorhea, worth it. El Toro. So when it comes to expensive bottles, I'm always going to say this with a caveat. I love Balmorhea. I think it's amazing. It is very expensive. You gotta like Garrison Brothers stuff, I think. And it depends on how much that much money is to you. You know, if $150 is, if you spend $150 like, no big deal, then yeah, buy it. It's definitely worth trying. Same with Guadalupe and Cowboy and all those. But to some people, $150 is a lot of money, and if it's a lot of money to you, then don't buy it. You don't want to roll the dice on something that you can't get back. Have you had the opportunity to try the Redwood Empire Van Dusen? I love ryes like Corbin Cash. The Van Dusen is a malted rye. It's different. I really, really like it. Yes, I have had a chance to try it. I'm going to do a review of it as soon as I can run down and pick up my bottles so you guys can know. I'll do a little more in-depth on it so you have an idea. Yeah, $185 in Texas for that. Yeah, they're expensive. You guys, I'm not, no bones about it. Garrison Brothers is expensive. It's just, like I said, watch Donis's video that I posted today. Russell's Reserve single barrel, good? Usually, yes. What's a nice $50 bottle for a beginner collecting? At $50, you shouldn't necessarily be collecting. You should crack in those bad boys open. But if you haven't had Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond, I would look for that bad boy. That is a good one. If you want something out of the ordinary for $50, something you could hunt for, maybe. God, I'd like to give you one you can hunt for $50. It's hard. You'd have to go a little bit more for one you have to hunt for. You'd probably have to be like $75 or $80 to hunt for like the Elijah Craig Barrel Proofs or Larceny Barrel Proofs, something like that. Just wanted to get into it, my bad. Oh, no, Corey, no problem. Listen. Four Roses Single Barrel. That's a good one. Wild Turkey Rare Breed. That's a good one. Open up your palate a little bit. Try some stuff. Bardstown Bonded. Yes, Bardstown Origin Series. Great there, Tim. Good suggestion, man. The Bardstown Origin Series are all great bottles. They're here. These little bad boys. There's 4 of them now. There's a weeder now. These bottles, Origin Series, they should be in the $50-ish range. These are definitely worth buying if you see them. If they're much more expensive than that, may not be. Look for the ones that say Origin.
Big Daddy asked if you like anything from Cooper's Craft.
Yeah, Cooper's Craft 100 is dope. I don't mention it very much because I know it can be really hard to find in places, including right here. But Cooper's Craft 100 is worth every cent. It's like $35 and it's stupid good.
Bredsky wants to know if you had anything from Wyoming.
Yes. Killing me right now. I keep wanting to think Colorado. Yes, we've had Wyoming whiskey. It's on my list. I only know that because it's on my map. I'm trying to taste something from every state. Have you had the Bardstown Weeder yet? No, I've not. For some reason, I'm not on the press mailing list for the Bardstown. We were friends with them. I know, I got blacklisted. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't get it. I'll get it at some point. As soon as I see it, that's when I'll grab. Just so you guys can try. Have you tried any My Lemon Green? Yes. The very small batch is really, really good for a reasonable price. Wonderful, wonderful. Wanted to know about the Van Dusen before I went hunting in our area. If you like Redwood Empire stuff, if you like malted rye, like a Michter's rye, with kind of a malty rye, I think you'll like it. It's supposed to be $75 to $80, so don't go crazy on that. There should be enough of it. Cheers, the audio on YouTube was lagging, so it popped on here. Yeah, you guys, sorry YouTubers for the audio lag. I'm going to have to just figure that out. Boot Hill in Kansas, not familiar. I'm in Kansas City, and Jay Rieger just released their whiskey bourbon, and it's really good for $35. Awesome spot. Yeah, Jay Rieger is a good one. So is Ben Holiday. Both of those in KC are good. KC's got that secret whiskey game. Top 3 everyday bourbons under $50. Listen, Carter, if you're a beginner, I'd say Russell's Reserve 10. It's not one of my favorites, but it's a good one for beginners. Anything Redwood Empire, those are all under $50. And I like the Heaven Hill Bottle of Bond. $50. Don't sleep on that Blue Note, though. I got to get into that Blue Note bourbon. Because the rye was so good.
Try to find it.
That Blue Note is a sleeper for cheap. Have you tried Traverse City Barrel Proof? They just started to blend in their own distillate. I've not had any of the newest stuff from Traverse City, but yes, Traverse City Barrel Proof Rye, Bourbon, Barrel Proof Cherry, their Barrel Proof Wheat, all dope. I did buy their apple and their pear, not peach, not barrel proof. Might not have been a good idea. We'll see.
Hold on.
We'll see. Yeah.
Wasn't listening.
Miss Whiskey Bond is always right, but I very seldomly listen. That's just kind of how that goes. Does Alaska or Hawaii have any distilleries? Well, Hawaii technically does. Alaska does too, but I haven't gotten to that yet.
It's not a distillery though, right?
Well,
That's
so
right.
they contract distill. So technically, it's a Hawaii. It's Hawaii sourced grains. Sent to Washington and then sent back to Hawaii. So, I don't know.
How's it going, Mr. Bonded?
Yeah. What's going on?
Ben.
Who said that? Hey, Ben. What's happening? There is, this is Kauai Distilling Kapahi. That's got to be Hawaiian. To my understanding, there is whiskey distilled in every state. I just got to find them all. It's going to be challenging. Been sipping on a Four Roses single barrel, and it's great. Those are fantastic. Are those Redwood Empire tubes behind me? Yes, they are. It's an old promotional thing with it. That's gonna go on the bingo card. Have you tried Delbeck out of Arizona? I've not, Jeepin. I've not. I know what you're talking about, but I've not gotten to that. Have you heard any more on the release of 2XO Sneaker Blend? No, I haven't talked to Dixon in a while. I got to probably reach out to him. The name Sneaker Blend and the bottle design, he had that before he even started to blend it. So the news got out there, and he hadn't even started to design the dang thing. So I don't know how that works, but no, this should be coming pretty soon.
Oh, apparently South Dakota only has one.
Oh, one is better than none. Uh-oh, we're getting the Tiki Talk. Make sure you're a real person thing. Boo. You know why they started doing that? From that guy that had the video of the old guy playing the guitar that wasn't really there.
What?
There was this video going around. There's this video going around on TikTok that looked like a live of this really old guy playing the guitar and singing.
I think I've seen those videos.
It's not real. It's looped. Favorite non-BTAC Buffalo Trace allocated line? Oh my God, with the question. My favorite Buffalo Trace allocated, probably E.H. Taylor's. I love the E.H. Taylor's, man. I love them. Some of those Wellers are really good too, but E.H. Taylor's magic. E.H. Taylor Barrel Proofs. Oh my God. John Bowman Small Batch is great for beginners. It is very Blanton-esque. The single barrel is fantastic. I will have to look for a distiller when I'm in Kona next month. There's more than one whiskey from Hawaii. I come to find that out after the fact. I got a Delbeck Sentinel Rye. I gotta look more into this Delbeck thing. It keeps coming up. Keeps coming up. You guys, so if you're watching, stick around. We're gonna give this away at the end. This is the sample tasting kit that goes with the video on YouTube. If you are a TikTok Live subscriber, there's only 9 of them. You have a 1 in 9 chance I'm going to give away these great Grand Canyon whiskey glasses. They're actually really nice. This box is even really heavy too. So if you want, if you want some really cool whiskey glasses, just subscribe to TikTok Live. It's like boop. If you're on YouTube, you have no idea what I'm talking about right now. Just subscribe at the top there, and I'll give this away. Your odds are hella good. What other whiskey channel gives you a 1 in 10 chance to win something? Nobody. Does it ever creep you out when you're watching you? Yeah, but I'm way creepier than people are creepy to me, so. John Bowman is impossible to find in Florida. Yeah, John Bowman can be very difficult to find in a lot of places. To be honest with you, Orlando, Dave. They're not a big distillery. They
Is
only
that the
sell
one that
handful.
Eric was asking you for too?
Yes, my dear personal friend Eric Layton. If you don't know who that is, look it up. He actually has on his social media, "Do I know you?" And then he has this little freaking IMDb thing. 'Cause people apparently people recognize him but don't know who he is. That would be strange.
Well, because he's been in a lot of stuff, but he's not like
Yeah.
a common name. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, he's very recognizable, but I'd have a hard time placing what I know him from too if I just saw him. To be honest
I know
with you.
from Ozark because I watched Ozark, and then where the crawdads sing.
Yes,
He's
with the
in
credit
that.
thing. Whiskeyboundedshop.com, my friend. There's a link in the bio too. These are great t-shirts too. They're just slightly stretchy. They're true to size. Just don't dry them or they'll shrink.
Or if you want to dry them, go up a size.
Oh, Corey. Got a new card. Didn't realize my old card was linked to TikTok. We'll be subscribed again. Corey, got till the end of the month. If you just get in for the end of the month, we're going to give those glasses away. But thank you very much, man. I appreciate you. When do you prefer scotch over bourbon? Is it certain meals, certain moods, or something else? That's a great question, actually. I really love scotch. I actually drink a fair amount of
When he's
scotch.
watching Suits.
I always drink scotch when I watch Suits. For me, it's always a mood. I don't usually, Burbo doesn't like scotch. I don't usually drink whiskey with food unless it's not a very, like little Jameson on ice, little Buffalo Trace on ice, something like that. A little Weller Special Reserve if they got it. Something inexpensive on ice I'll drink with food. But for the most part, I want to drink it after I've eaten or before I've eaten so that it doesn't mess with the flavor profile. So it's not really with meals, but it is with a mood. Sometimes I'm just feeling, if I'm feeling extra fancy, and sometimes I just like to drink scotch, man. I love scotch. I love Irish whiskey. We don't talk about it a ton here because make scotch cheap again doesn't make a lot of sense. Doesn't roll off the tongue very well, but big fan. Big fan. Boy, Brad's Bourbon Reviews. Yes, sir. What's up, Brad? What's going on, man? Yes, those are Redwood Empire tubes, my friend. Those are. Do you drink an old fashioned? I love old fashions. We drink a fair amount of those around here. And if I'm out at a bar and I'm drinking something, it's likely going to be an old fashioned. Beefy McMahon says, Scotch. I love scotch. Scotchy, scotch. Hello there. Been following you for a long time up here in New Hampshire. Thank you, Jonathan Marshall on YouTube. I appreciate that, my friend. We are live streaming both YouTube and TikTok. Harvey got you into scotch. Understandable. I'm with you in the mood. Big McCallan guy myself. Case. Harvey reinforced my love of scotch. I've been a big fan of scotch. I actually was more into Irish whiskey first, so it's kind of where my heart's at. But I always revisit the scotch. I love scotch. Anytime I do scotch content, it just doesn't get much play. I'd love to do more scotch stuff, but I'm afraid I'd lose a lot of people. It's great to be a scotch drinker to keep me bourbon. I'm cutting off that. What's up, Corey? There you go, brother. We got the 10 TikTok live subscribers. Now your odds are 1 in 10 to get the glasses. I want to answer that old-fashioned question that Jenny asked. Jenny, hang on a second. I'll answer that for you. The scotch thing for me, I don't know. There's just something about drinking scotch that just makes me feel fancy, smart, sophisticated. I don't know why. Jenny asked about what's our go-to old-fashioned. So Mrs. Whiskey Bonnet makes the best old-fashioned that I can think of. Short of there are a few bars like the Locked Barrel that do the fancy thing with the swirling of the smoke and all kinds of great.
Jason, he's a master.
Jason at Locked
Go
Barrel.
see him if you're ever in Sacramento. Go get an old-fashioned from Jason.
Yes. So the best old-fashioned at a bar that we've had in recent memory is Locked Barrel in Sacramento. Jason makes this incredible smoked old-fashioned, but he doesn't smoke the glass. He smokes the whiskey and then pours it into the glass. Big difference. Small semantics, big difference. For here, we go 3 ounces of a Bullet Rye or something similar. Sometimes we use Old Grandad 114 if we want a high rye bourbon. And then we use a small amount of, you've been using Demerara syrup lately.
Like a quarter ounce.
Yeah, quarter ounce of Demerara. And then a little bit of orange bitters.
Yeah, I don't like overly sweet. Some places make the old fashions too sweet for my liking.
Yeah. We tend to go more spicy, less sweet on the old fashions. More whiskey forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the way we do. What Waterford? Woodford? I love the Woodford Masters Collection batch proofs, the high proof ones, and the Woodford Double Oak. Jared is actually a really good bottle that we don't talk about all that much.
Oh yes, we do cherries. Oh, well, I do cherries.
I like Dirty Sue cherries.
I like the Luxardo cherries.
Luxardo cherries. Yeah, do like the cherries. The deeper, richer, not the bright red ones. The deeper, richer.
Oh, you know
Oh,
what?
Waterford. I don't know.
You know
Waterford.
what good old fashioned we had? I gotta try. We need to go to Total Wine and get the black walnut.
Oh yeah, black
Bitters.
walnut bitters are.
I had a black walnut old fashioned in Austin when we were there. So good.
Bunnahabhain. Some big daddy talking about Bunnahabhain 12-year cask strength was last year's Scotch of the Year for me. It's Irish. Jared Nelson's talking about Waterford Irish. I'm not familiar with that, man, to be honest with you. I have a fair amount of Irish whiskey. We just don't talk about it a whole lot, but I do have quite a bit. I'd never do Scotch old fashions. That's a good... personally, I think an old fashioned should be made with a rye. It's the traditional way to do it. The rye stands up great to the sweets. But it's probably good.
Yeah, I've never had an old fashioned with Scotch.
Somebody's asking a question about... I don't know where the Russell's Reserve 15 is. We did get a Russell's Reserve 15. I said I wasn't going to. But a very good friend of mine here that owns a liquor store basically just bribed me into it by offering it to me for a stupid, ridiculous price I couldn't say no to. It was still too expensive, but it's delicious. Russell's Reserve 15 is amazing. Is Scotch Old Fashioned a thing? You can make an Old Fashioned with any whiskey, with a bitter and a sweet. It can be anything. It didn't even have to be whiskey. Technically it does. But we actually had a rum Old Fashioned with Fernet and Zacapa 23 that was fantastic. Surprisingly Old Fashioned-esque. Great. Now, Jenny. Sorry, IROC. Yeah, IROC and Jenny are a couple. That's what's going on. Ever have ancient age? I have not felt the desire to go find that. I've heard that it's a good, inexpensive whiskey, but I've not had that one. What's a good Irish whiskey that a bourbon rye drinker might embrace? A bourbon in the sip, try to find Jameson Black Barrel.
Conrad, do you muddle or don't muddle the old fashioned cherry?
I do not. I like to eat the cherry at the end after it's been soaking in the whiskey.
Yes, me too.
Yeah. Yeah, when rum's been in the barrel for over 20 years, it might as well be whiskey. Orlando, that's a great point. Other than being sourced based on the beginning of rum is not grain-based, it's sugarcane-based. But other than that, after it sits in a barrel, usually an ex-bourbon barrel for a long time, it does become very bourbon-esque. Yep. They're different to start, though. A Fireball old-fashioned. No, but you could use Fireball as the sweet. Done that before. How much do you have left of the barrel-aged Fireball? I actually think I have a whole bottle of that left, and then the one I originally opened. I got a bunch of those for the patrons. They wanted them, and we got a good deal on those. I sent them all out. I actually bought a case. Imagine why I would do that. But I think I have one left. If anybody really, really, really wants it, just get a hold of me. I like to use maple syrup in my old fashioned with orange bitters and 2 cherries. Mr. Mom, I'm with you on the maple syrup. We have the Whistle Pig maple syrup. Another impulsive buy that it's good on pancakes. But it actually did make a great sweet for an old fashioned. 100%.
The fat man says the Joanna is legendary. I don't know about legendary, but it's damn good. I had one today with the Wild Turkey 101.
Yeah, that is the Joanna cocktail, the bub. Oh wait, hold on. What's the I missed the question there. Corey, any Wolfies left? Can Venmo a sample? Corey, I'm sorry, brother. If you want to get a hold of me, I do have some Wolfies, and I will send you that if you want to.
I think there's like a teeny bit left, right?
I have a little Wolfies left. Yeah, I actually like the Wolfies.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on Larceny? I like the Larceny. The standard Larceny, it's okay. Larceny barrel proofs can be absolute bangers. They can be absolutely incredible. Bro has Red Rose Empire tubes in the back, and people are asking about Fireball. Yeah, well, listen, Joey, once upon a time, we had this whole freaking thing going. If you look back through my old content, one of my most watched videos on something or another was Fireball videos. I did some Fireball videos and had a little bit of fun with barrel-aged Fireball. I think it's pinned in Instagram. You got to see it. It's one of my favorite videos. So there was a whole barrel-aged Fireball thing there for a while. But now you can find it everywhere. It's not as fun. Yeah, blood oats are always good, my friend. Always, as far as I've experienced. How do you feel about Heaven Hill grain to glass prices? They're around $99 in my state. So Heaven Hill grain to glass at $99 is about as cheap as you're going to find them. I have not bought them. Tom was nice enough to send me a sample of the rye. It's delicious. I'm sure they are all delicious, but the conversation I just had with somebody who's an avid whiskey drinker and used to be a content creator. If you look at the Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond 7-year, and here I can get that for about $35. and the grain to glass bourbon, it's really hard to justify why that's worth 3 times as much just because the grain is grown right across the street. Now, I get the whole craft thing, but and the bottles are beautiful. If you're going to spend extra money for whiskey because it is grain to glass, support a grain to glass distiller like Frey Ranch. That's my opinion, personally. I'd rather buy a Frey Ranch grain to glass offering for less than $100 than I would for a Heaven Hill grain to glass offering for over $100. Because here's the difference. Heaven Hill knows what they're doing. It's a fantastic product, but they're doing it as a gimmick. They're doing it to rope you in because of the success of distilleries like Frey Ranch. If that makes sense. I'm not hating. Go for it. If you can get it for $99, they're probably delicious. And I might buy the weeded one just to try it if I saw it for $99. But like I said, it's all value proposition for me. Yeah. Anyway, I like to support the smaller distillers. If you guys haven't noticed the theme, Still Austin, Redwood Empire, Garrison Brothers. I try to support the smaller ones. There's enough people out there, Blue Note, Old Soul in Mississippi. It just been everywhere. Traverse City in Michigan. Smoke Eye Hill. They're deserving of. They're crafting out there. They're not these big giant corporations, and they deserve our support a lot. And I think they're doing some really cool, unique stuff. Buffalo Trace kills it. Heaven Hill kills it. Wild Turkey kills it. Makers kills it. But I'll buy their stuff. But it just, you guys can figure that out on your own. You don't need me to tell you that. BIB yet? Which one, Orlando? Kings County. Yeah, you guys can name your favorite craft distillery for sure. Oh, Jason, thank you, sir. Been watching YouTube videos for a while. Great content. I appreciate it, sir. It's a lot of work, but I have a lot of fun doing it for sure.
Show these because I do want to give a little tip. If anybody doesn't want to pay the ridiculous price from Luxardo cherries, these are at Trader Joe's. And they're like a fraction of a price, but they're on par with Luxardo's. Except they have the stem. The Luxardo's, I don't think.
Boy, you got that thing jam shut. Oh, wow, I'm not going to dip my fingers in there. Yeah, very, very thick, syrupy.
They're like the Luxardo cherries.
If you got Trader Joe's and you want to save a couple bucks, Luxardo cherries are marked up a little bit for the YouTubers.
They're like $30 a jar. So.
Yeah, they're marked up a little bit because of the name, but thank you. Those cherries are seasonal, though.
Yes, they are seasonal.
Thank you. B. Foster, great tip there. How's the Garrison's Cowboy? Killer.
Wait, I have another one. If you can't find the Trader Joe's ones, I'll be right
back. Okay. I like Dirty Sioux cherries myself. They're whiskey, soaked in whiskey, so it's whiskey on top of whiskey. It's right up my alley. But you guys, so if you're live, stick around. We're gonna give this away in about 10 minutes when we switch over to the after party. But you got to be here to win. So hang on. That is the Sazerac rye samples. Also, just one more reminder. I won't talk about it again for the TikTok live subscribers. We're giving this away before the end of the month. There's 10 of you. It's great odds. Those Grand Canyon whiskey glasses that I just did a video on. There's no link to buy these or anything. They sent them to me. I'm tired of repping shit, so I just want to put it out there so you guys know. It's cool glasses. Okay,
so since the Trader Joe's are seasonal, these are not seasonal. You can get them at Total Wine any time of the year.
Pearl cherries.
They're not, the syrup is not as thick, but it's similar.
Gets the job done.
Yes.
Gets the job done.
And they're like $10. So.
Yeah. There are alternatives. There's some great alternatives out there. Pearl cherries. These are Tillin Farms. Here you go. YouTubers, Tillin Farms. Here, Tillin Farms. There you go. Little tip for the Mrs. Whiskey Bonded. I don't like the too much thickness of Luxardo. Then you'll like these better, Mario.
Yes.
If you don't like the thicker syrup, this is a thinner syrup. So is the Dirty Sioux whiskey cherries. Those are thinner also.
Can you open that one, girly man?
Who said that?
Don't open it.
Who said it?
Jar. I have one open.
Oh, it's not popped. Who said that? How do
you
I block people? No, I'm just joking. My wife wanted to give a shout out for your Whiskey Bonded University content. Steven Hernandez on YouTube. Thank you very much, sir. We've got to do some more Whiskey Bonded. That's one of my favorite things. But the Whiskey Bonded University wants to take a little prep time, and we've been crazy swamped trying to catch up. Buy Raycons. Yeah, I sold out and took some Raycon earbuds because I really wanted them. So there'll be a video on Raycon earbuds. Just ignore it. I get offered so much crazy shit, but once in a while I can't help myself. I'm like, that sounds really cool. Yeah, but I will not be repping a whole lot of products, y'all. I will not. I don't. The TikTok shop thing is just too much to think about. Where does one get those tubes for Redwood Empire? You cannot. I'm sorry, sir. What's the most surprising blind that you've done? You know what's funny? The most surprising blind I've actually done was when I did the Redwood Empire, the like 8 or 10 offerings for Redwood Empire. You can find the video on YouTube. Ton of fun. Hard to do that many, and it did not finish the way I thought it would. If you asked me what my favorites were, I would have given you a top 3, and the top 3 would not have been the top 3 when I blinded them. It's always really revealing to do a blind tasting. The Emerald Giant cask strength actually was number 1, and I didn't. But check it out. Check out the video because it's really interesting how they end up.
Sparky wants to know, where does one get those tubes for Redwood?
Yeah, Sparky, I'm sorry.
Made?
Yeah, I'm sorry. No. They're an old promotional thing for Redwood Empire. They're double printed. They're really, really dope. It was an early release thing that they did, and I saw them online. Actually, one of our followers had one of them, and I lost my freaking mind, and then bugged Redwood Empire until they said, "Dude, we'll find them in the warehouse and send you what's left of them. Just stop." And then they sent me this giant box of these things. How did we get like 30 or 40 of them? Just some crazy number, and I gave them out to the patrons as a Patreon perk. So you can find the link to the Patreon in my bio. There's a free tier to check it out, and there's all kinds of inexpensive tiers. But you guys, we also have our first private selection coming. That Rye 3 Toasted Barrel private selection is good. And if you become a patron, you might actually have an opportunity to get the tater sticker. It's not going to be on the bottles. They'll be available on Sealbox if they don't sell out to the patrons, but you won't be able to get the tater sticker unless you're a patron or you come out to the live thing that we might be doing, maybe. I don't know. Not ready to release that yet. Heard of Redwood Empire Van Dusen Straight Rye yet? Yes, sir. I already got a bottle. I got to go pick it up, though. Those are going to be dropping the first week of next month. They'll be available online. So make sure you're following Redwood Empire. You can follow my Instagram. I'm going to post it the second that I hear about it. Sometimes they give me the heads up. Sometimes they don't. Oh, there's my hydrogen and water bottle. Which one of you guys loves the hydrogen water bottle? Was it Chris? Somebody said, where's the hydrogen water bottle? The water bottle is Corey. Yes, sir. That is the Ion hydrogen water bottle. Great for people with short attention spans because it's got color and movement. There is a link in my bio to that, by the way. They didn't send me the bottle or anything. Someone just asked, so I put it in there. It's awesome. Hydrogen water infusers are dope. Have you tried the Van Dusen yet? I have tried it. It is fantastic, like everything from Redwood Empire. It's also less expensive than the Screaming Titan, by the way. Screaming Titan was $99. This one is $79 for whatever reason. Does it do anything? Yeah, Jared, it does. I mean, the hydrogen water is supposed to be really good for you if you believe Gary Brecka, but it does change the consistency of the water a little bit, makes it a little bit creamier, for lack of a better word, but not a significant thing, no. I put it in a Glencairn, tasted it, did a little blind. It's just hydrogen water is supposed to be good for your gut. And it does help with my acid reflux. Not that you wanted to know that, but it does help. So there you go for all the old guys, because I know there's some of you watching. The old Ion hydrogen water bottle. There's a link in my bio. Just so you don't have to go looking for it. Because this is glass, and a lot of the ones are plastic. So just that, I picked that one out because the quality is pretty good. They're better parts per million ones, but they're plastic. And I'm like, I don't want a plastic freaking glass. It's going to get gross. You can't even clean it.
Well, and then the plastic probably seeps into the water.
Right? Probably. I mean, who knows? Probably. Oh, and said, so does surgery. It makes my acid reflux disappear. Maybe you should have tried an Ion bottle, buddy. I think his problem's probably better than that. The nightcap scotch hack for acid reflux. Yeah, that's what gets me a lot of times is eating late and then drinking whiskey.
5 heavy pours in a hydrogen water bottle. Perfect combo.
Yeah. I wonder if I put whiskey. I've been tempted to put whiskey in the hydrogen bottle, but I don't want to ruin it. It would be interesting, though. You know, it'll be the new trend. Can I say that I hate the stupid-ass trend that's going on TikTok right now of people not knowing how to open the glass corks on bottles? Can we stop with that, please? It's like there's a whole thing going on about, I can't get them off, and here's how you do it. Oh, God, this is a trend on, if you have a glass cork in your bottle, you don't pull it straight out. You push it with your thumb, and it pops out. Okay, I'm not going to go get a bottle and show you how to do it. It's not that big a deal. Some of the trends of things that go on sometimes. Here's a good question. Mr. Mom on YouTube asked, what's the craziest thing that you were approached with, if you can say? What's the craziest thing? I get a lot of weird shit, you guys. I say no to most
that
of
you've
it.
got to like.
Yeah, like for repping, like either for sponsorships or.
I think you got the like exercise equipment one time. Remember?
Yeah, they offered me an exercise, like a big crazy
Like a bike
exercise
or
bike,
something?
like
Yeah.
a Peloton.
Yeah.
I didn't do it. I get you guys. I get stuff every day. Every day I get women's workout athleisure clothes. I'm
Yeah,
like,
they're
dude,
"We've
I'm
been
a
watching your
giant dude.
content," and
Yeah,
I'm like,
we love your content. It's perfect for our product. And I'm like, I don't even wear spaghetti strap tops. It's like, what are you doing? I get some wacky stuff. I've gotten kid stuff. I've gotten all kinds of weird vitamin supplements. I'm like, I'm not gonna buy a vitamin supplement off of TikTok. That's
Love
just
what the
weird.
grain says. I've gotten women's clothing and makeup.
Yeah, 100%. A lot. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. The bike was a big one. That was a weird one. A lot of electronic stuff too, like accessories for cell phones. Like maybe I should start posting some of the weird offerings.
Oh wait, didn't you get like that suit thing? The ghillie suit? What is that called?
Oh yeah, I got offered a ghillie suit.
Yeah.
That I thought about doing that, but I'm like, how am I gonna do a ghillie suit video? Because I always wanted to make a video. I'm like, I could just do a live wearing a ghillie suit. It wouldn't be the weirdest thing I ever did. Yeah, so Mr. Mom, lots of strange stuff. I should start posting some of the weirdest
Just do a live in a
ones.
spaghetti strap top.
Yeah, like listen. I'm just gonna be clear on something right here. If offered enough money, I probably would. But yeah, I don't. You guys, I don't. Yeah, it wouldn't see you if you did. It's not camo. It's a ghillie suit. A TikTok with you and women's athleisure would probably get some views and likes. Probably. That would make sense. I get throttled for saying George Dickel, but if I'm wearing a spaghetti top, it'd be fine.
Don't say it.
I know. I can't keep saying it. I can't keep saying it. I don't know why. I got 5 on it. You actually literally do, Tim. Literally. There's an idea for a July part of the Whiskey Bonding calendar. Oh, that's right. The Whiskey Bonding calendar. We might have to make that a thing. I don't like to wear spaghetti strap tops because then I have to shave my shoulders. Oh, man. Oh, the random comedic genius on you guys' comments are amazing. I need to take pictures and post some of the comments. That would make a great video. What month would Rick be? That dude, Rick needs to get he needs to be the centerfold. The center, whatever the main. Is that December? In a calendar, is it December? The main?
I don't know. Oh, we could do like a hot July one on his boat.
Yeah. Oh my god. We could just have bottles of Fireball taped to the sensitive areas so you couldn't see them.
Onion King asked, "Have you ever tried Lefroy 10?"
Yes. Where was that question asked? Onion King?
Yes.
Okay, so Lefroy 10, for the person that asked what the shirt says, you know, whiskeybottishop.com. A Lefroy 10 is one of the bottles that I do not like. I like Isla whiskeys, but I'm going to go Ardbeg or Lagavulin. I've heard that Lefroy's get better as you go up to the cask strengths to the other things, but the iodine, plasticky iodine burnt Band-Aid note in that was just too strong for me. I didn't like it. I just couldn't do it, the Lefroy. And when you got Ardbeg that's so good and Lagavulin that's so good, I've never gone back to visit Lefroy again. And maybe it's a mistake, but that's what happened to me. I tried Lefroy 10, a great, neat pour, nice bar in Southern California around Christmas time at the Mission Inn. Beautiful. Beautiful presentation. He gave me a separate glass with an ice cube in it. So I tried it neat. I let it set. I put it on ice. I let it melt a little. I didn't like it. I didn't like it anyway. It's very rare. I don't talk about it much because I'm not trying to bash anybody, but Lefroy is big enough. They don't need me to fucking rep them.
Ethan asked, "Have you ever had Imperial Scotch?"
I believe I have tried Imperial Scotch, and you guys are stretching my freaking memory pretty good. But not recently, and I don't own any. Glenallecky's. I have had some Glenallachie. Those are good. So is the Glenmorangie, the Glenfiddich, the Glen.
All the Glens.
The Glens.
Chris says Rick would be fine with the mini bottles covering his parts.
Yeah, Rick's not shy, I would imagine. Glenfiddich 14. I do like the Glenfiddichs. Glenfarclas. Yeah, Glenfiddich 18 is Glenfiddichs are great. It's a great apple. Some fruit notes on those I love.
Brad asked your favorite Audi, RS6?
You know what's funny? It's going to be the R8 for me, but I love the RS3, and then the RS7, and then the RS6, personally. I'm not really a wagon guy. They're cool as shit. Like right now, if you go look at AddieRockland.com, there's a neon green RS6 that performance that is sick. But I'm not a wagon guy. They're so big. The RS6 and RX-7 have gotten so huge. It's literally like a Suburban. It's just wild huge. Gotta get Sheep Dip Single Malt Scotch. I love it just for the name. I gotta find that bad boy. Springbank, fantastic Scotch. Look at all the Scotch stuff coming out of the woodworks. Okay, so let's do this. It's 8 o'clock straight up. We're gonna do the giveaway for the tasting glass kit. Favorite Irish whiskey. I don't know if I've seen over a $60 bottle. There's a lot of great stuff over $60. So for me, my favorites are going to be the Middleton stuff. Redbreast, Jameson stuff, Middleton Very Rare. I love Middleton Very Rare. Middleton Very Rare is one of my very favorite. I think it is the best Irish whiskey that you can get in general. And an Irish bartender told me that himself. I love Jameson 18 Bow Street. The spot whiskeys are fantastic.
Redbreast.
Yeah, Redbreast. Redbreast 12-year cask strength is dude, the Redbreast 21, Redbreast 27 are freaking
Are the
magic.
Spots Irish?
What? Spots are Irish. All of those ones I just named are all from Middleton. They're all from basically the Jameson distillery group. Fantastic though. But Jameson is kind of like Jack Daniels in that regular old Jameson. I love it. But it's a separate class from everything else they make. A lot of the distiller safe stuff, their aged stuff, the Jameson 12, the Jameson 18, the Bow Streets, those are all just incredible. Just incredible. Blue Spot, the cask strength Blue Spot, so good.
Okay, are we going to do the giveaway?
Yeah, so let's do the giveaway.
If you haven't commented yet, comment so I can scroll through the comments.
Yeah. So you guys want to make sure you got your comments in. If you're watching right now, I'm going to give away the Sazerac Rye tasting kit. So comment just to make sure you get your comment in there. I do like Bowmore. I'd love to get that 21-year Aston Martin, but it's hard for me to spend that kind of money. I think it was $400.
And when we draw the name, we'll need you to send us your address so we can send that out to you.
Yes. Thank you, CBR. I appreciate it. So, if you get pulled, if you get picked, Fat Man, Macallan 12, you can get those at Sam's Club for cheap if you have a Sam's Club. What's comparable to Middleton Very Rare? Nothing in my opinion, but Jameson 18 Bow Street would be as close as you're going to get in my opinion. The Red Spot 15-year, give you a hint. Middleton Very Rare is amazing. So, stay on track here. I'm going to give this away. Mrs. Whiskey Bottle is going to scroll through all the comments. She's just going to pick something, pick somebody. You got to be on here. Thank you very much, Mike. I appreciate you, brother. And you have to, if you win, you have to say, hey, I'm here. And then you have to send me your address. So you have to message me and give me your address. Don't pick me, Hobby. Whiskeybonnet@gmail.com if you can't get a hold of me any other way. So, and if you're already a patron that already got one of these, revert. Hobby, you already got, listen, Hobby, you can.
How when you get another subscriber for the glass giveaway?
Yes, it did. I think that was Cam.
Okay, cool. Cam?
No.
Caleb?
No. Okay, so here we go. So go ahead and scroll through. Mrs. Whiskey Bonnet's going to scroll through the comments to find somebody. I want to call your name out, and totally if you got to say you're here.
Okay.
I'm here.
We're Love of the Grain.
I know Love of the Grain is here. He was just talking about the redwood tubes. Love of the Grain, are you still here? Are you still here? You got to be here.
And do you want the samples?
Yeah, and do you want the samples? Just to be clear, first of all, is Love of the Grain here? Come on, bro. Did he bow out? Someone please message him and tell him he messed up. It doesn't take very long. He must have bounced.
No.
So just so we're clear, what's in this box? You got to be here still. So if he's not here, is a Sazerac Rye and a Sazerac Rye store pick, a very good store pick, so you can taste them and compare, and they go along with the live video that I've got on YouTube of these two bottles and me walking through and tasting them, so you can do a tasting kind of with me while you're watching the video. Not still here.
All right, picking another one.
Sorry. Next name.
Stop.
Oh.
I'm a CL fam.
I'm a seal fam.
There
it is right there. Let's go.
F-A-M.
I am a CL fam. Just said, let's go. Rise are amazing. Okay, I'm a CL fam. There you go, brother. So you win. You win. Congratulations. Do you want the Sazerac and Sazerac Rye store pick to go along with the video on YouTube so you can taste through them while watching the video? The store pick is actually quite good. And I'll give you a little hint. You can still buy this store pick at Bourbon Wine and Spirits. Okay, so I'm a CL fan. Message me, please. If you can't figure out how to message me through TikTok, because it can be a little weird, whiskeybonded@gmail.com. And I will send it. It's already packaged up and ready to go, so you don't have to worry about my normal shipping lag.
Or on Instagram if that's easier.
Yeah, on Instagram, whatever. Just got to make sure you give me your name on TikTok. If you want a really good Sazerac Rye, just a quick hype for Eli. If you want a really good Sazerac Rye single barrel pick, it's a reasonably priced single barrel. You can get these at Bourbon Wine and Spirits in Roseville, California. He ships in Sacramento, and he does have a website, so you can get these still. He still has a few left. I took a picture and posted it on. But these are great. I think they're $39, which is a little expensive for Sazerac, but that's a really, really nice bottle.
I'm a CL fan, so we'll hit you up on Instagram, so look out for that.
Perfect. So for the 10 of you, we're going to head over to the after party and the Patreon. Listen, if you don't know about the Patreon and you're not a patron, you guys, please, the link's in my bio. It's patreon.com. You find Whiskey Bonded. It's our private community, our Discord, and we are finally doing some more great stuff. We've gotten access to some bottles and I've shared some things, but my first private selection, the Rye 3 Toasted Barrel Cast Strength, is killer. We picked it as a group with some of the patrons. That's a perk. And getting access to those bottles, there's not that many of them. I intentionally did a very limited supply of them. They're really intended to go to the patrons. A few might make it past the Patreon. There are less bottles than there are patrons, but not everybody's going to buy them. They'll be available online, shipped to 47 states. But you got to be a patron if you want to get access to them. They're not just going to be open to the public at first. So check it out. There's a free level, so you can check it out and see what it looks like. There's lots of levels. It's not like it's a lot of money, but you get access to the Discord no matter what level you're on. We're doing the fantasy football that's already filled out. But we do stuff like that. There's lots of cool stuff. We're doing a meetup in Texas. We did a meetup here in California. Just a lot of fun, a lot of whiskey hunting, and just all week long, very active.
Too, if you're new to whiskey and you want to learn more about it, there's so many people in there that just know a lot, and you can always ask questions, and there's somebody that will answer you right away.
I have been told by people who are on a lot of different Discords, whiskey Discords, that it is one of the most active whiskey Discords that you can join. Just a lot going on. Chris.
Hi, Rock says yes, it is. Some might even fall asleep during.
Not going to name any names, Tim. Hey, Chris, I don't know if we'll have a DC meetup, but we are going to do a Kentucky one at some point because we've already got lined up. I've already got lined up a potential single barrel pick with a distillery in Kentucky that I would like to go to rather than doing it remotely. And if we do that, if that all works out, we're going to invite patrons to come. And if too many people want to come, we'll narrow it down through a drawing, but probably we'll be able to accommodate everybody because not everybody can travel. So, Chris, I expect you to see you at that if we make it as far east as Kentucky. You got to meet us the rest of the way. Mr. Mom, thanks for joining us. For everybody that's on YouTube, talking to you, YouTubey, we're going to be transitioning to YouTube eventually. Thanks for all the TikTok people that came in, but see you, Corey. Another subscriber. Duwood, you're in for the glasses. I'll say it one more time before we go. Thanks for all the YouTube people for joining us this week. I'm sorry if there's a little lag. We're going to work on, as we transition, that'll get better because we're not going to be dual streaming. But thanks for joining us. It's always a lot of fun to have the YouTube people on board. And if you are a patron, head on over to the Discord. We're going to the after party. I'm going to give myself a chance for my voice to relax a little bit, and I'll be on in 10 or 15 minutes. We're going to hang out and drink a little bit. I'll fill you guys in on some other stuff we got going on, what's going on with the single barrel selection, and what we're kind of tentatively maybe planning for Texas too, to fill you in and get in a little on that too.
And the glasses usually do a drawing after the close of the month.
Okay, so thank you. There's one more subscriber, Duwood. So right now there are 11 people, and then we're going to sign off. There's 11 TikTok live subscribers. This will go to one of you at the end of the month for this month's drawing. It's just my way of saying thank you. These great Grand Canyon glasses. They're really nice, actually. They're quite heavy. I would keep them, but we have a lot of whiskey glasses. So we're just going to give you guys to this guy. Yeah. Really great glass. They've got. There's a video. Listen, I posted a video so you can get a closer look at them to see what they're like. But I'm going to give that away to one of the 11 subscribers. So if you want to subscribe on TikTok Live, you can get in on that by the end of the month. So if you subscribe now, you'll be in on the end of the month or between now and the end of the month. So you guys, thank you everyone for coming. Sláinte to those that are wishing us Sláinte. And I'll see you guys on the after party. Thanks for coming. We'll be here next week. Oh, wait. When's the? Okay, we may or may not be here next week because we may be doing the anniversary thing.
Maybe.
Our anniversary is the 4th. Everybody wish
It
Mrs.
is
Whiskey
not.
Bonded. I mean, the 3rd.
Oh my
Everybody
God.
wish Mrs. Whiskey Bonded happy anniversary. It's our anniversary. Real
no,
quick.
he just got the date wrong, so
Whatever. We're doing the thing on the 4th because I have to work on the 3rd.
as usual.
Yep. Work takes everything.
Every birthday, every
You're getting a whole lot of
anniversary.
anniversary wishes on the old TikTok.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, YouTube. You guys, we're going to be back here next week on YouTube. If we're back here next week, we're going to be doing the lives on YouTube. It's Wednesday night at 6:30. I'll always put a little thing up on Instagram if we're not going to be on, and on TikTok to let you know. But we may not be on next week because of the anniversary. But we're going to get back on schedule. We're kind of caught up, more or less. But